Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We are so happy to have as our guests a couple of the actors from Ohio Star Theater currently performing in The Home Game. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
We've got Bobby Hall and Jake Bell here, and they play a couple of brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair to say Cain and Abel-esque brothers?
Very much so.
Yeah, to a degree, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What can you tell us about the story of The Home Game without giving away too much? No spoilers, but what would you say?
Well, if you've been to any of our musicals before, it's definitely has a lot of lighthearted, funny moments mixed in with the drama. So it's definitely something for everyone. But it's basically just a family story, a story of one person's journey getting to where they want to be and where they need to be.
Yeah, Jake, you're kind of that one struggling with it, isn't it? Something's expected of you as far as what your future's going to be. You kind of feel like your gifts lie elsewhere. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Levi's main story is trying to figure out where he belongs. Definitely within like the Amish community, he feels like an outsider, and he has one dream, and it's to play baseball. And, that's not very attainable in the community that he lives in. But he gets a shot at his dream at a random thing, and he just decides to take it, and the journey ensues.
How's it go?
A lot of twists and turns, some good, some bad, and Levi then discovers what his passion truly lies in, where he truly belongs, which is home.
It's fun to see the relationship that you have off stage. How do you feed from that into what you bring to the stage in your performances?
It's interesting for me because we play brothers, and Bobby also directs the show, so we definitely already have that.
I directed this year, yeah.
That kind of like older brother, like guiding his little brother as best as he can, and I'm a brother myself, so like you know the relationship and how that tends to
build
go.
on that.
That was my next question. Do you have brothers?
I have a sister.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is
definitely have. Yeah, I don't have a brother, but I can pull from the sibling rivalry,
sibling thing,
and that type of thing. So
yeah. But definitely there's a brother thing, isn't there?
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you draw from that into what you're doing in this. Bobby, directing this year.
Yeah.
All right. How do you direct yourself? And how does a person fill both of those shoes at the same time?
It's very interesting coming from the actor side of things, and I've directed elsewhere in shows that I'm not personally in, so it is a big difference doing it, directing a scene that you are in as a character as well. But I approach it from the acting side of things, so the direction that I give, I as an actor have to just react to what they're giving me as well. So I just try to be in the moment like we do. So.
You're a very familiar face to folks who love Ohio Star Theater.
I've been around a few years, yeah.
What brought you first time, and what brings you back year after year? Because you're quite a talent. I mean, I haven't gotten to see you yet, so I'm assuming you are too.
No,
he's great.
Talented,
Yeah,
you are quite a talent. You could perform anywhere. What brings you? Why do we get you?
Well, I have been performing professionally for about 11, 12 years now. I started straight out of high school, and but I started performing at a young age in church with my family. My parents were in a Southern gospel group for years, so I was exposed to music and drama at a very young age. But it's something that I love, and about 7 years ago, I got a call from Wally Nason, who's the composer and director with the company, and he wanted me to do a role in Indiana, in our venue there in Shipshewana. And I just fell in love with the stories and the messages that we get to do. And I've been over here in Ohio since 2013 on.
Jake, you're a New Yorker now? A transplant to New York.
Yes.
What's your background?
Do you mean like my theater acting background?
Yeah, all of that.
Well, it's interesting. I didn't get started doing theater and acting until my junior year of high school.
Let me guess. They needed guys, and they started just recruiting everybody that they could find.
Actually, it was just kind of a shot in the dark. We were doing Aladdin Jr., and like my mom for like years was just like, I think you would really be good at doing theater. You're funny. You're a quirky guy. And I'm like, oh, Mom, what do you know? But like, I started noticing that like friends of mine were doing it, and I had no idea that they were able to do it. I'm like, I know you could sing, I know you could do that, and so I just decided to give it a shot, and I got in the ensemble, and I had the time of my life, and
got the bug.
The industry caught the bug, and Yeah, it took off. I studied theater at the University of Memphis. I was a musical theater major. And yeah, I just kept getting more and more experience. And then I graduated in 2016, started doing some contracts here and there. Then I decided to move to New York.
So you're a working actor, but let me ask, what was the reaction when Mom's advice went from, hey, you ought to try out, to I'm going to major in musical theater? That might get a different reaction.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like, even though I was doing it and I was enjoying it, I didn't know if I wanted to like make it my career, you know? And it just kind of just added in, and I just thought to myself, I was like, well, I'm having so much fun doing this, why would I stop? You know? Mm-hmm. And it just kind of added in, and then eventually, you know, the parents got on board. They're like, yeah, go for it, you know,
awesome.
Follow your dreams. And then, yeah, now I'm
well,
here.
Honestly, somebody's going to be doing it. Why not you?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, and when you've got the gift and you enjoy it, then is there anything better than to do something
might as well get
that
paid
you
to do what you
might
love,
as
right?
well get paid. We've got a great volunteer theater here with the Players Guild here in town, and I'm amazed at the talent that pops up out of out of the corners.
Local, yeah.
But you guys actually get paid. Where do they come up with these amazing shows that always have a theme of either the Amish or Mennonite communities? I had no idea that many screenplays
it all
were being
started in Shipshewana, Indiana, at the Blue Gate Restaurant and Theater. Mel Rixiker owns a lot of the stores and restaurant and theater there. He saw that there was a lack of entertainment in these communities. So they started working with Wally Nason and Dan Postema and Martha Bolton from Nashville, Tennessee, in the music industry there, and decided they would, the Amish bring people to these areas. That's the tourism that they come to see. So why not find a story that revolves around that? And they found The Confession, which is our first musical.
Yeah.
And they've just kind of taken off from there. And Martha has written several of the books herself.
She sometimes sits in the audience. Will she be?
Yeah.
Did she write this one?
She did.
Will she be there?
She'll be coming to visit us pretty soon, I think, yeah. She always comes.
How different is it for you to be performing when you know the person who wrote those words is sitting right there in the audience?
I mean, for me personally, Martha is an amazing person and a very dear friend. She's great to work with, too. But I go out there and I just try to give my best show every time, no matter what.
And
So it
you
doesn't
kind
matter.
of keep in the back of your mind that like you're trying to honor, you know, the playwrights,
words,
you know, as best you can. And I think that is special in itself. So that gives me some extra motivation if I happen to know that that person's in the audience.
It's big for tourism for sure, because I know a lot of people are coming to the area and there's all kinds of things to do in Amish country. But at a certain time of day, that all stopped. So that's why they've opened up the theater and give people something to do in the evening. Does it also attract the Amish and Mennonite communities? Do you know of anybody
There are a
that's come?
few that come. We've actually had quite a few younger families come to see the show as well, and they always enjoy the stories.
Well, that's my question. What have they said to you afterwards? What's their reaction and their response?
We try our best to present the Amish in a very respectful way of honoring their heritage and the way they live. And I think that shows through a lot of time, and we get that comment a lot from the Amish who come to see the show.
They do.
That they've enjoyed the way we portray them.
And wow, what does that mean to you when you hear that from them?
It's just very reassuring that we're doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely doing the right thing. The season is going to be, can we talk about other things coming up and what you've got coming up after home game? What's next?
We are bringing back a show that we did a couple seasons ago. If you were at the Carlisle Inn when we were in the round there, you saw Half Stitch the musical about Quilting Festival and all these random people coming together for a weekend. We'll both be staying on for that show as well. But it's definitely a crowd favorite. People have been asking when we're bringing it back.
Great. And then what is Stolen?
Stolen is brand new this year.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about it.
It's kind of a mystery show. It's about this Amish family and their youngest son gets kidnapped.
Oh, my.
Yeah, and then you kind of see this quirky detective bumbling his way through the case, revisiting it 20 years ago when he interviewed everyone around town. And then we go 20 years later, and then things unfold in the present with the boy as he's older.
Will this be, this sounds like a serious topic, but you said bumbling detective, so is there humor?
There's some comedic
Bluegate,
moments here and there. You know?
Typical Bluegate, we try to work in some humor and laughs into the drama. So
Well, there's got to be a little bit of relief, comic relief from any
definitely.
tension.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of a little different one then.
It definitely
you're
is.
accustomed to
And Christmas in Paradise, it's a brand new Christmas show we're bringing this year, too. If you saw our Christmas dinner, that was a very lighthearted evening. Christmas in Paradise is a little more dramatic. It centers around this Amish couple who run a thrift shop, and they care for their elderly Amish mother who has dementia.
It's always amazing to me, I think, how you're able to go from reach some pretty deep parts and go to some pretty deep places. I know Josiah for President was a surprise. There were some parts of that I was not expecting at all. Some low lows that I did not see coming.
Yeah.
How do you do that day in and day out and sometimes twice a day?
Well, personally for me, I love doing those scenes to get in the nitty gritty. Kind of stretches your acting chops a little bit. And there's also stuff you discover every day. You know, certain moments you didn't see like the show before. That's the beauty of live theater. It's brand new every day. So that's my motivation.
Does it depend what the audience is like? How much do you feed off of the audience?
We definitely feed off the audience. If we have a smaller crowd, some of them are a little more shy to be vocal with their laughter and applause. So that definitely kind of gets our energy. We need to push it a little bit more on our end to try to get that. But there are some audiences that come in there. If they're on the journey with us, laughing and clapping, then that pushes us too.
So much fun. Yeah, I'm still blown away by the 2-a-days, though. I think.
Oh, yeah.
You get used to it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Do you have to do something to build up to it? What do you do to keep your strength up? Because you guys are acting a lot of the time. Do you get recreation? Do you get some downtime? Do you get exercise? I sound like a mother. Are you eating well and getting enough rest?
No, but it's a good point. Rest is a good thing. You know, make sure, especially on those 2-a-day shows, if your voice is tired, make sure you have vocal rest. Drink a lot of tea, a lot of water, stay hydrated. And a lot of us are physically active. I mean, we go to the gym on a regular
we do a lot of stuff together. There, and there's all kinds of stuff in that area to do. We have putt-putt right down the street, batting cages, a lot of things to stay active outside the show.
And I had a thought it went away.
That's
but
all right.
Rest is a good thing. And also,
we all actually go to the gym together almost every day. So.
And to make sure you stretch before a show, warm up your voice is a must. Especially if you're doing a musical. So just little things like that.
Just take care of yourself.
How do you feel yourself kind of fitting into this community during your little stays here? Because you're here, well, Bobby, are you here like all year?
I am here April to December.
Okay. And
during the off season, I help with casting with Blue Gate because we have 2 other venues as well that we hire actors for. And
you go back to Indiana during that part?
No, it depends what I'm doing. I was actually down in Nashville with most of the production staff this last winter, helping out with I costumed some of the shows as well this year and helped out in that area. But it just depends. Some of us will be doing other jobs and then we'll go to auditions every other weekend, and some of us are just working full-time on one thing. So,
how about you, Jake? Do you feel that you plug in just for this short time? And is this your first time to Ohio?
Well, not my first time in Ohio,
okay.
But first time in definitely Sugar Creek.
In Sugar Creek, Ohio.
In Blue Gate and everything. I'm definitely liking the community that we're in. It's a very small base, but like very homey, you know. And I'm here till November, so I'll get to know it pretty well as well.
So when you guys are out and about, are you starting to get recognized?
A couple times.
Yeah, usually around like the Dutch Valley like hotel, because like sometimes after shows we like to go to the restaurant to get food, and you know we've gotten stopped and you know people congratulate us on a good show. So
one of the perks, I mean, it's got to be.
Oh yeah, right there on that one campus.
Oh my goodness!
We have the restaurant, the bakery, the market, the hotel right there.
You have to go to the gym every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Absolutely. So tell me about the cast. And look at the time. Okay, we're going to talk about the cast for this one when we come right back. But right now we do need to take a short break. You're listening to Our Community.